Yeah, guys, the old Lincoln Town car let me down on the side of the road. Started to overheat. I saw the temperature gauge. It was coming up. I kind of had an indication because the air conditioning started to get a little warm and wasn't working right. And I said, well, that ain't good. And kept watching the temperature gauge. And as I was driving, it was creeping on up. So I stopped, pulled off side of the road, stopped it before, it got too hot. And I went ahead and I checked the radiator fan, and it was just barely windmilling. And the heat that was coming from that was tremendous. So I think I know the culprit. I think I know what it is. So we're going to have to go ahead and tear into this. And I've already ordered a new radiator fan, and we're going to get that installed and get this thing back on the road, because this is my daily driver. Let's get at it. Alright guys, I don't remember if I said that this fan went ahead and conked out on me completely, and yes, I did test it and I'm getting 12 volt to it, but it ain't running at all. When I was on the side of the road, it was windmilling. It was barely turning, and that's why my car started overheating. I had to end up letting it set, cool off, and I was able to drive it home as long as I kept going and kept air going through the radiator. But anyway, I'm changing it now. So what you got to do, you get an 8mm socket. There's a bolt over here. I got them in my nice little Harbor Freight magnetic tray. 8mm bolt here, 8mm bolt here. Then you just pull these up, kind of stuff them out of the way. You take off this connector right here, get that out of the way. Once you have this bolt out, and you got to take that hose off. That hose is a little bit contrary, but I took it off here because if a nipple is going to get broken, I would rather it get broken off a $20 reservoir than a $150 radiator. But anyway, you just get this here, and this one will pull up, and it will kind of go out of the way for you. It'll kind of get out of the way. Now, if need be, you can take off that other hose, but you're gonna lose all your coolant if you do. So if you can, find a way to finagle around and not do that, then you don't lose your coolant. And that's what I'm gonna do. I lost a little bit of coolant on the side of the road when it started getting hot, but not too much. This fan now, after you take this clip off, let me take that clip off, and then we'll go ahead and get along with it. Well, I got the clip off, and I started messing around with this and tugging on it a little bit, and it was still pretty tight. So I looked around, and there are 2 more screws. So if you look over here, right around the corner here, underneath that radiator hose, there are 2 more screws. They're not hard at all to get to. There's one on both sides, and I don't know if you're even seeing it there, but anyway, there's 2 more. It's not too far down, and they're easy to get to, and they're 8mm too. But now, as you see, the shroud is loose, and it actually just pulls right up. It sits in some little catches up underneath there, and that's basically all it does. The only thing that is a little bit annoying is down here. You can see there are some clips that hold in the transmission line coolers. So you got to be mindful of that while you're pulling it up. And I've already pushed them back and tried to release the crack in there. And we'll go ahead, and you got to kind of pull it up, and you go back and forth while you're pulling it up, and it should come right out of there. Well, there you go, guys. It's out. The one thing I did for my own convenience was I pulled off this top radiator hose, very quick and painless, and the unit is sitting right over here. This bottom little bracket here hung me up because the bottom radiator hose sits on top of that, because it goes all the way, I don't know if you can see it here, all the way across the whole width of the engine, goes all the way over to this side. So that radiator shroud kind of holds it up right there. But anyway, yeah, just waiting on the new one to come in. Well, so a guy has the radiator draining, and I don't know, some of you probably screamed at the TV set and said, why don't you change that bottom radiator hose while you're there? Well, I'm going to do that. I got one ordered. Ain't going to be here till tomorrow now, so I'm down another day. But I'm going to yank this bottom radiator hose off. You know, this is probably factory original. And what bothers me is that plastic T down there. Them things always tend to break. And so I'm going to go ahead and replace on this $50 hose. And if I can get a new tank in time, then I'm going to change the tank out too. And then I'll have that down, and that'll be off the old, you know, back of the brain worry meter. Well, guys, that monstrosity is off. And, you know, little blood was shed, and, you know, we got her done. Have I ever told you how much I love them spring clamps? Man, I love them things. That's why I'm going to reuse them and put them right back on. Nope. They ain't going on. Well, well, well. The parts are in. Look at that. Daco. Made in Mexico. Boy, this is a big hose.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said. See, that one had a pressed on clamp. This one here has clamps on there. I kind of like this better than the plastic just holding it. Well, we're going to get this thing slapped on there. I've already shot a little bit of WD-40 on the two on the inlet and outlet there. So we're going to slip this on. I got the new reservoir over here. I couldn't get that old one clean, guys. I kept washing it out and dumping rusty looking ugly water out of there, and it was trapped. I just couldn't get it clean. So I bought a new one, come with a new cap. That's awesome. I don't know where my old cap went to, so I'm glad I got a new cap. I thought I just saw it here. Anyway, let's get this put on and get on to the fan. Well, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but this here was oriented a little bit wrong, and I had to loosen up these clamps. Have I told you how much I love spring clamps? I had to turn this one mainly at a steeper angle, because this small hose here needs to go straight up whenever this is all hooked up. So what I did is I laid it down there next to the old one, and I matched them up and turned it. So yeah, I was able to I had another go at these stupid spring clamps that I hate, but that's all done now. Let's get it in. Well, guys, this new fan shroud here, it come with a new bottom radiator support thingy. That's pretty cool. Plugs in the bottom right there. Pop. And I didn't notice that before, but you can just grab these and pop them right out. So you might want to do that before you remove this. and you won't get caught up like I was, because that held me up when I was pulling this out. I was like, man, what's holding down here? And it was that bottom radiator hose. So I got the hose put in. Looks really nice, running all the way across the engine there. Got it all ready. Now the shroud. Well guys, I got it in, and I would like to say it just dropped right in place, and that would have been the case except for them 2 transmission lines down there. You know what? I've been calling them transmission lines. I think they're condenser lines. But anyway, they were giving me a fit with that little bracket down there, but I was able to scooch them out enough to get it in there, because it didn't want to go over this way far enough to get in that little cradle. But I got it now. I got 1 screw in. It's not tightened up yet. It's fixing to fall out. That would be nice, but I got to put them 2 screws in, and then we'll go ahead and put the decorations back on here, the reservoir and the reservoir, and then we can fill it up and try it out. Well, look at that, guys. It's all back together. I was going to put a new clamp on this over here, couldn't find the right size, so I had to wrestle around with that stupid spring clamp, but I got that put on. I went ahead and I plugged in the fan, got that all done. I put a new hose clamp over here because I had it and I didn't want to deal with that spring clamp anymore. And down there, I don't know if you can see it, but the little arm that sticks out like a third leg, that thing is in there, and it's holding up the bottom radiator hose. So now next thing to do, hate this rusty bolt right here. I think I'm going to pull it out and spray it black. Next thing to do is fill it up with some antifreeze. Oh, I got to close the bottom petcock first. So, well guys, I got it running. I put a gallon of concentrated antifreeze, and I've almost got this gallon done, but it got full on me, so I'm waiting for the thermostat to open here and suck it down. And got it all plugged in, so I'm waiting on the fan to come on too. Ain't getting nothing yet. So yep, I'll start filming again when it opens. Well guys, I'm still waiting for it to get it to operating temperature. Water level is still the same in there, and I got impatient, so I turned the air on, and that fan kicked on nice, guys, nice and high. And you know, it wasn't doing that before. When I would turn the air on, it would come on, but it come on at a lower speed. So I'm thinking that old fan's been defective for a while, and instead of just changing out this this unit right here, I should have changed out the whole fan, but I didn't really know. So I'm letting you guys know. When you turn on your air, you should have high fan. Should automatically be blowing high fan. So I turned the air back off, and I'm waiting for it to come on naturally. And I guess that's normal, that little gap there. But anyway, gonna check it again here and see. Yeah, we're up to normal now, so it ought to be opening up. But it ain't open up yet. Well, we'll give it a little while longer. All right, guys, it opened up. It went ahead and it belched a little bit out of here, and then antifreeze started coming out, so I put the cap on. You hear the fan. This radiator hose ain't really that warm. It's holding right at normal. Boy, it's good to hear that fan going. Yeah, I haven't heard that for a while, guys. There's where it belched out some water before I could get to it. Clean that off. Well, I'm gonna let it sit here and run for a while. Then I'm gonna let it cool down. And I'm gonna check the level again and make sure that it's still up there and it didn't have no more air in it. Well guys, it's run for about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more, and the temperature is holding great. I went ahead and I turned the air on, turned it down as cold as I could, and the air condition is working great. You know, the air condition has been fluctuating a little bit. Sometimes it'll be a little warmer than I thought it really should be kicking out, and then other times it'll just freeze you out. So I'm thinking the pressures are all perfect. I'm thinking that fan has been working sometimes and sometimes it's not. So anyway, I think that's where I'm going to call this video, guys. I think I'm going to call it done. I will let it go for a while, and then I'm going to check the level. Matter of fact, I can actually see the level now. It's a little bit low. It's about 1 inch lower than it should be. So I'm going to let this thing cool down. I'm going to top off with the water I got left, and this will be a done deal. Well guys, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for making it this far. You made it to the end of the video, and you know, if you made it this far and you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. That'll help my channel immensely. But you've done the biggest part right here, and that's watching the full length of my video. That gives me some watch hours, and that's what I'm really lacking in right now. I would like to get monetized, you know, sometime this year. Be great. That would be great. And thanks to all you guys that have helped me out, and girls. All right guys, until next time, God bless and see ya.